Do you want to be able to get access to Microsoft 365, including Microsoft Office Online, great AI tools, and all of those tools that you're familiar using, such as Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all of that great stuff for free? I'm the Productivity Coach, and today I show you how. Hi, I'm Stuart Ridout, the Productivity Coach, and I work at Microsoft as part of our Modern Work AI and Ecosystem team. But today I want to show something a little bit different, and it probably is quite unusual for people from Microsoft to say, did you know that you can get Microsoft Office and Microsoft 365 completely free for lots and lots of home users? So I see all the time people kind of talking about, they only use Office occasionally, or they're not great power users, but whatever. What are their licensing options? And quite often people are really kind of quite laser focused on getting the applications on the desktop. And that's probably because that's the way that Microsoft Office has been for quite some time. But other tools, so let's say Google Docs, etc., people don't seem to have kind of any problems about going, yeah, just go and use the online version of the Google toolset. But sometimes the Microsoft Office toolset has a little bit of a bad reputation that it doesn't have all of those features in. So today in this video, I just want to show you actually that that's completely not true. The Office Online versions are fantastic tools, and you can get access to them completely free. And it only just takes you a few seconds. So here I am, I'm on my desktop here. So I'm going to open up Edge. Now, I've got a couple of scenarios here. So this is actually my work device. You can see here that it's signed in with my work profile. So I already have Office here. If you're in that situation and you want to separate work and Office, you can go up to that picture in the top left, set up a new personal profile, and then here just go start without your data, and just go through these options here. So I'm going to allow. And like for a lot of home users, this won't be a problem. This is just if you use the same device for work, etc. And then in my browser, I'm going to go to office.com, okay, which is the homepage for getting us into Microsoft 365. There are there's Microsoft365.com, there's loads of different ways in, but for me, it works office.com. And then all you need to do is click sign up for the free version of Microsoft 365. And if I click on that, then I need to create a Microsoft account. Now, if you already have an account, so let's say that you use Xbox or you've already got an Outlook.com account or something like that, all you need to do is click sign in. So if you've already got a Microsoft account, just click sign in and you're good to go. But if you haven't, if it's brand new, click to sign up for the free version here. And if you've already got an email address somewhere else, so let's say I've got a Gmail account, so I might pretend my email address is stuart.ridout.prodcoach@gmail.com, then I can go through this process and connect it to my email because I might not want a new email address. But if I'm completely new and I want a new email address and everything, I do click to get a new email address, and then I set up my new email. So I'm going to say stuart.ridout.prodcoach@outlook.com, or if you want to pick hotmail.com, you can do that. And then I do next. And then all I need to do is create a password. So I'm going to put a nice secure password in here, pick what country I'm in and whether I'm a child, so put my date of birth in, so put that in, and then I'm going to make up a date of birth here just for the purposes of this video here. So stick in a date of birth. Obviously, you should put your proper date of birth in here, but this is just for an example here. Okay, and then I'm going to need to prove that I'm not a robot. So I can click next. If you can't do visual puzzles, there's an audio option here down the bottom, but I'm going to click next. And here it wants me to use the arrows to rotate the object to face in the direction of the hand. So I think the drill there is pointing the right way as those fingers. And now Microsoft are happy that I'm not a robot. Okay, so just a few more seconds then as part of that sign up. And they just need me to add my first name and surname in there. Oh, that's how you spell my name. So that's it. Okay, and I'm going to click next. And again, just a few seconds while it just sets all of that up. and then you'll be good to go. So now I can say, yep, stay signed in. Edge has identified that I've got a new account here, so I could click sign in to sync data, and then that keeps it all synced up together. So I would recommend doing that. Importantly, even though it's free, your privacy is the priority of Microsoft, etc., and you're in control of what you can do with it. So it looks like that is it, and then just a few more seconds. There you go, and we are now into the Office homepage here. And you can see here it's going to take us through a little onboarding experience here. So welcome us to Microsoft 365. So you can create all of your content and you can store it in the cloud. So you get 5 gig of OneDrive storage for free. You can share it with other people so they can collaborate. If you find that you do want to kind of go beyond that, then you need more storage. You can upgrade to premium later, and you can see the pricing there. But right now you're doing all of this for free. And now it's going to talk us through how we can get started. So to get started, all we need to do is click Create on that little plus icon on the left-hand side. To get to your content that you've already got, we've got this Manage Content button here. We just show some of the common apps here, but there's loads more. So if you click on the Apps option here, you can see all of the wealth of stuff that you've got here. Anything that you've worked on or uploaded recently, you can see down the bottom. So you've got this quick access panel. And again, if you do want to upgrade at any time, but it's not required, then you can do so just there from that button. Okay, so I can let's get started really. So you can see here there's loads of different ways to get started with blank documents, or you can click on those icons on the left hand side, or you can click on Create. And if you click Create, as well as having the blanks there at the top, it's got loads of different templates and different things. So it might be using Microsoft Forms. So instead of using SurveyMonkey and being limited on how many responses you could get, you could create a new form. So let's say that you were recruiting volunteers. There's a template for that. All you need to do is click onto that. You'd be able to personalize anything, add any questions, remove them, do whatever. And then once you're done, you just hit collect responses, copy the link or share the QR code or whatever. All of that's generated for you. And again, completely for free. We've got Word templates here for agendas and cover letters, invoices. All of those things are a really quick way to get started. Some beautiful Excel things like personal planners or calendars or budgeters. And then again, some really nice looking PowerPoint templates. And you can filter those there. We've got different filters for different types as well. So you can see really, really great looking presentations there to get you started with something really professional. And just remind you that is completely free. So here, if I click onto this one, it looks kind of like a I don't know, but it's like a really abstract design here. It's given us all of those slides that I can use to get started, and then I can edit that and tweak that and make it work for me. Alternatively, if I wanted to create one from scratch, then I could go File, and then I could either pick one of the sample presentations there. If I go more themes, then you can go off to the web and find more templates, searching those there. But what I'm going to do, wrong tab, there we go. I'm just going to do a blank presentation. Okay, and then I'm going to type in my title. So if you use PowerPoint, you can see here really familiar. So I'm going to say using Microsoft 365, pop my name in there. Okay, I'm not using any templates or anything like this. I'm just going kind of really plain slides because I want to show you some of the AI that's already built in that can help you for free. So again, I'm going to say what's included for free, and I'm going to type in some of those options there. So web versions of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Forms, and much more. 5 gigabytes free OneDrive storage. Just pop a few things in here. Email using Outlook. So obviously if you set that up using your Outlook, you get all of that for free as well. Video editing using Clipchamp, which is really cool. And you can see here what's happened is on the right hand panel, this designer has opened up. So it's kind of gone, oh, I can see that, you're trying to make a list. Let's make that look really fancy. And you can see here that it's doing all that formatting for me. I could use icons if I want. If I don't want to use icons, I could pick different designs. And there's a whole range of things. And all of those icons are kind of matched to what it is that you're talking about here. But I'm going to go with this version here, because that's kind of what I'm looking for. And again, I can use that on the front slide as well. So yeah, if the designer panel doesn't open up, you can click on the design menu and then pick on designer. And there's some great templates. So like this is a video template here that'll look really nice when you go into presentation mode. Or I could go with this one that kind of matches the theme that we've got. But what's really clever about the AI that powers designer is if I go and find an image. So let's say that I want to get the Microsoft logo. So I'm going to pop and just grab that. So there's few different ones, and we're just going to grab the 4-color square logo here. I mean, I could get that longer one if I wanted, but we're just going to go with that one. So let's open that up and copy it. Obviously, we're just using this for the purposes of demo. Normally, you would have to make sure that you've got the permissions to use the image. And then I click on to paste. And that's pasted right in the middle of my slide, but you can see here on the side that designer has updated it and kind of gone, oh, I recognize you've got an image. Let me see what I can do. So you might be able to use this one that fits in really nicely. It's identified the shape of it, or it's kind of got this one, so it's got it a bit in the background. Loads of different options here, but I like this one here. Okay, so you can see, again, really powerful, really easy to get up to speed really quickly. And then if you needed to kind of present it, you could. Or again, more AI, we've got Rehearse with Coach. It's built in. So if you need to practice your presentation, let's say it's for an interview or a presentation for school or something like this, that rehearser, that presenter coach will help you to rehearse that. It uses your microphone to listen to what you say, and then it gives you real-time feedback. So if I hit start rehearsing, welcome to my slide. This is about using Microsoft 365. So you can see here now it's identified that I'm using filler words, so it's giving me that. And if I exit that rehearsal, then you can see that it's given me a pointer here about fillers, but it talks about the pace, about whether you just read the slides, about whether what your tone's like and things like this. So it's a great way to get started. Let's just close down some of these tabs I'm not using. And then if I want to save it, all I need to do is just click up here and then give it its name. So I'm going to say using Microsoft 365. And even if I don't put that name in, it's saving all the time. But now it's allowed me to use the file name that I want. And if I went and added a new slide, let's say that I wanted to have an agenda slide in here. I'll just pop a little bit of text in here and some of the things that we're going to be covering. Okay, yeah, just a few of these. Oh, features, built-in AI and things like this. Now, I could go through and design this slide and use designer here by click on this, but I'm not going to. But what I'm not also going to do is hit the save button. So because it saves as I go. So if I just close this down now, and let's close down the other one that I had open. Then now back on that Office homepage, if I go to my content and then just give it a second, you can see there that it's got those two presentations. So the abstract one here, it's got the form that I had, but it's also got this one that I created from scratch. And if we go and look at it, even though I didn't hit the save button, then you can see that it will have saved that agenda slide there as well. So it protects you. It makes sure that you don't lose your work. We've all been there with versions where we forgot to hit save and we've lost it and things like this. So you can see PowerPoint really fully featured. Again, with Word here, you can see we've got some great templates for CVs or flyers or reports or things like this. So there's loads of great ones there. Or we could just go through and we could create blank documents. If you've got someone's already sent you a document, you can upload it into that and open it straight through in there. And because it's Word, it keeps the formatting really well. But it's so familiar. So I think some of the people who've perhaps said, oh, the web versions haven't got a lot of those features, haven't really looked at them recently. Because if I open up the desktop version of Word, just so we've got a side-by-side comparison. So this is an enterprise version. This is like got all of the features, all of the bells and whistles, all of those things here. If I open up a blank document here and just go side by side, you can see here that if I look at this, all of this ribbon up the top with font and paragraph style, etc. If I go and look at it here, font, paragraph style, in fact, open up this designer for me. So it's trying to help me to create some really nice templates. But again, if I look at these side by side, a lot of the stuff that I've got on there is on here. I don't have Copilot, so Copilot's on mine because that's an additional subscription. But if we went and looked at layout, for instance, and we looked at layout here, then those key things like page setup and paragraph layouts and background colors and things like that, they're all in there. So it's not exactly like for like, just because there is a difference with using the web to using the desktop client. But for most people, actually, what's in that web client is more than enough for what they need there. And similarly, if we go to say something like Excel, Excel for most people, unless you're a power user, for most people, what they need is there. Now, Excel looks slightly different because it's got this compressed ribbon. But if you just click on the end here and go to the classic ribbon, then you can see here that Excel looks virtually the same. That home tab looks virtually the same as on the desktop. A lot of those things, like the formulas, inserting pivot charts and graphs and things like this, a lot of the stuff that most of the people need is there, and you haven't had to pay anything for that at all. So you're probably better off using a much more up-to-date version of the web tooling than you do have if you've got a really old desktop one. But there's great other things as well, like OneNote for collecting notes. Loop is great for collaborating with people. To do like task management, lists. You've got Sway for creating newsletters. And because you've got a Microsoft account, you get access to loads of great AI as well, which is also completely free. So if you go to copilot.microsoft.com, then if we click accept on here and I just sign in with my personal account, then you've got using GPT-4, you can get Copilot to generate text for you or help you come out with ideas or things like this, and lots of other tooling to have GPT-4. Maybe say if you were on ChatGPT, you'd have to pay for that. But you've also got Designer as well. So if you go to designer.microsoft.com, and again, it'll just give that a moment to load, and you sign in there with your account, then you can do things like you can generate images, you can have Design Creator, you can it's got this generative AI, so you can add things in and remove things. You can remove the background from images. So if I just try this out with the Image Creator, and I go on to generate an image, that problem where you can't find an image that you really want, you can just describe what you want. So if I say create an image of a couple shopping in a supermarket in a claymation style. So let's say that I want something that looks a little bit more Pixar-like. That's a very specific image. If I went and go and search on Bing or Google or things like this, it's going to be really hard for me to find that image that I want. I can use Designer to create that for free and get the right type of image I want. So we'll just take a few more seconds while it gets put together. And there we go. Nearly there. And this kind of carousel here, there you go. And there's our image there. We've got it in kind of a claymation style, but you could explore more examples. And there's lots of examples there that show you here what kind of art styles you can use. And you can just keep generating over and over again until you get the one you want. So there you have it. Hopefully this has kind of really opened your eyes to what you can get for free with Microsoft 365 on the web. Again, just give it a go. You might find later on that you need to have a desktop version, or you might find later on, if you use it loads and loads, you need to kind of upgrade to get a bit more storage. But actually for most users, then everything they need, they can get for free. So just head over to Microsoft 365 and sign up and start using Office 365, Microsoft 365, all of those tools, all of those great AI tools completely for free. One thing that I would just ask is that you hit the like or subscribe button and hit that notification bell. The subscribe button, a lot of people who view the videos and give it thumbs up, they don't actually go on to subscribe, so please give us a subscribe and a like so that we can continue to deliver that great content to you. But hopefully you found this useful, and I'll see you again on